We hope you really enjoyed the opening video. A massive thank you to every couple that contributed. We loved listening to your stories and testimonies, and each one of them is making a big difference. And now it's time for us to answer some of the questions we asked the others. So Neil, how many years have we been married? You do know that the speed you answer the question matters as much as the answer itself.
18, nearly 19 years.
Not bad.
As you can see, we have an obviously cross-cultural marriage. I'm from England.
I'm from China.
My mother tongue is English.
I grew up with Mandarin.
Some fundamental parts of our cultures are complete opposites. For example, the way we express time and write addresses.
In China, we go from the biggest to the smallest.
While in England, we go from the smallest to the biggest.
So for us, country, province, city, street, house number, and the person.
For us, it's person, house number, street, city, province, and country.
For us, year, month, day.
For us, day, month, year.
Collectiveness versus
Individuality. In England, we like to say, an Englishman's home is his castle.
a Chinese home is like one of the Españas. Mi casa es tu casa. I love a whole house full of people.
And I love peace and quiet at home.
Are we still talking about national differences, or are we talking about personal differences now? Culture is such a complex thing, isn't it? It has so many layers.
Yeah, that's right. It can be big, it can be small. It's all intertwined together. Countries may differ in their beliefs, customs, and traditions, but even within the same country, there may be regional divides or even racial differences. We're all ultimately from particular, unique families with our own culture and traditions. Some may have their own peculiar habits.
Not mine, obviously. We are both one of 3 children, and our family backgrounds and upbringing are shockingly similar, although we lived in different continents. However, each of us responded very differently. Our God-given personality, gender differences, and also the choices we made along the way form the unique personal culture we have. So, taking that into consideration, your marriage might be more cross-cultural than you think, just maybe on the family or personal level.
Communicating in different languages can cause confusion and misunderstanding. But what about when we speak the same language?
I'd say assumptions can be very dangerous, either culturally or linguistically. Sometimes we might catch ourselves thinking,
Well, we've always done it that way.
I've always said it that way. Marriage should be easy. We're both Christians, born-again Christians.
As you probably know, language is so much more than the words that we speak. The way that we express ourselves and the way that we receive information is tainted by our own personal experiences and filtered through our cultural backgrounds on a national, racial, and personal level.
For example, please is considered a basic courtesy in the English culture, while Chinese save the actual word only for those they don't know very well. Among family and friends, it is considered unnecessary because of their close bond. Please is expressed more in the mannerism and tone of voice. Also, appreciation can be expressed without the actual words, thank you. Imagine someone comes through the door, eyes lit up. Ooh, that smells wonderful. Ooh, that looks delicious. I can't wait to taste it. Better even, anything I can help you with? For me personally, the excitement, the eagerness, and the interest speak far more powerfully than the almost ritualistic, thank you, that was nice, at the very end of the meal.
For us, mostly it's not what we say that trips us up. It's the unsaid things, the body language, the look, or the tone of voice that may cause offence, regardless of our intentions. We know that we tend to judge ourselves by our own intentions, but we judge our spouse by their actions.
And in our own experience, the indifference, the lack of respect, the loss of interest and passion, and the physically present but mentally and emotionally unavailable can be far more hurtful.
Apart from the spoken language, we also need to understand our spouse's love languages.
Quality time, gift, physical touch, words of affirmation, and act of service. For our spouse to feel valued and cherished, we have to be able to speak the right love language. Te amo. 好きだよ。私はあなたを愛しています。愛している？我愛你。
Ah, 我爱你.
I love you.
I love you.
As you can see, Neil did not respond until I sent the same message in Mandarin and English, because however sweet the message was, he could not understand it in other languages.
Here's some advice for our younger selves and some things we learnt along the way to grow as a one flesh couple together.
First of all, really get to know each other. For us, living in the same country would have helped to develop that strong friendship, or maybe invest in a marriage prep course, like 2=1's One for Life course. That way, I would have learned to enter into marriage not putting too much expectation or pressure on my husband to fulfill me or complete me, because that's God's job and only God can.
Remember also that it's a marathon, not a sprint. This covenant we made before God is a lifelong journey. Expect some bumps along the way. Some may be easy to fix, and others may take longer to deal with. But with God, nothing is impossible. When times were tough, we also found 2=1's Married for Life course and the Deepening Love weekend really helpful.
Well, the third thing we learned is the power of choice. When conflict arises, to fully exercise God-given free will, to choose not to be easily offended, but to forgive, to fix our mind on what is true, honourable, right, pure, lovely and admirable, just to think anything that is excellent and worthy of praise, and do not give any rogue ideas that the enemy wanted to plant in my head a permanent address in my heart, to recognize that we have a common enemy and our unity calls for God's blessing.
Our own wake-up call came with the realization of the danger of strife. In James chapter 3 verse 16, it says that where there is envying and strife, there is confusion and every evil work. The fourth thing that we learned is to make our communication not just 2 ways, but 3 ways, by inviting the Holy Spirit in, even into the bedroom. For God is the designer of marriage and knows exactly what we need to do to flourish and prosper.
Last but not the least, the power of accountability. We're never meant to do life on our own. So we have considered to have 3 tiers of couple friends around us to benefit from a healthy marriage community. So couples who are on the journey ahead of us, they would counsel, maybe challenge us, and the couples who are walking the same journey as us, and we support each other, and maybe some other couples we could pass some wisdom on to.
So to sum up, enjoy the journey of becoming one flesh together and building your unique kingdom culture in your home.
No marriage is the same. There's no one formula fits all. But I'm going to quote Jimmy Evans from Marriage Today. Every marriage has a 100% success rate as long as you do it God's way.